And now, CCW News presents Holy Crap, This Is Actually Happening. Big Distractions Edition, June 26, 2022. I'm Chuck U. Farley. The big news this week is that the Supreme Court actually upheld the Constitution for a change and is now under heavy fire for doing its job. First, the court overwhelmingly revoked New York's unconstitutional 108-year-old law limiting who can obtain a license to carry a concealed handgun in public, thus opening a can of 2A on the rest of the states. On Friday, the court overturned the unconstitutional Roe v. Wade decision, which was based on a fake defendant, a fake pregnancy, and a fake rape that forced states to provide infanticide regardless of what the decent human beings of each state desired. Protesters who had spent the last several weeks illegally intimidating and outright threatening Supreme Court justices, with the current regime's blessing and support, immediately hit the streets to voice their concerns via shrieking, chanting, and twerking? Terrorist organization Jane's Revenge promised a night of rage to follow and distracted everyone from whatever message they may have had by firebombing crisis pregnancy centers, vandalizing public property, and threatening churches. New York City Mayor Eric Adams tackled his city's increasing crime rates, up more than 60% in just the last year, by bulldozing 96 dirt bikes. I swear, I am not making this up. Without any hint of sarcasm, Adams said, quote, "As we stand in the shadow of the Freedom Tower, we are freeing ourselves of these destructive pieces of machinery that are on our streets. They will be crushed today so they can never terrorize our city again," end quote. The sixth annual wasteful endeavor to distract city dwellers from draconian mandates, oppressive taxes, and severely increasing food and housing shortages was carried out with much pomp and circumstance, including his waving a checkered flag to start the giant earth movers' ascent up and over the pile of seized property. When asked why the city doesn't just create off-road parks that would solve the problem the same way that skate parks did, the meat-eating vegan mayor simply pointed to his flag and shrugged. After video footage of the heavily armed, body-armored, and cowardly Uvalde police showed that they just hung out in the hallway while a madman slaughtered children behind doors that turned out to be unlocked, interviews with the officer that was wrestled to the ground, disarmed, and detained when he tried to save his wife, and testimony revealed that the Uvalde police could have stopped the gunman 3 minutes after he entered, rather than the 75 they took to breach the unlocked door, the Uvalde Police Department is lawyered up to prevent, quote, "highly embarrassing information," end quote, from coming out, as if they could possibly embarrass themselves further. Seriously, folks, not one of the yellow-bellied brain donors even tried to jiggle the handle. This, of course, means that everything the police chief reported about keys, cover fire, and needing more gear were flat-out lies, and the department not only let the gunman have his way with the victims, but they incapacitated anyone who tried to stop him. I sincerely wish I were making this up. Uvalde police are so good at their job that they have been nominated for the coveted annual If Not for the Children Award from Planned Parenthood. In an effort to distract from their very own gay agenda, Disney went woke and predictably went broke with its Lightyear movie and, after the stars calling all Muslims idiots and dinosaurs, literally lost to dinosaurs. While grandpas and meemaws are still rotting in prison without charges for a supposed insurrection that involved no weapons, no bombs, and no deaths, other than the one unarmed woman shot by a Capitol security guard who recovered his forgotten gun from the bathroom long enough to murder her, and literally no insurrection, although psychopathic Democrats are calling it that anyway, these same Democrats are taking to the streets to demand a violent insurrection, all because they might have to drive to another state to dismember and sell off the body parts of their babies. The predictable motley crew, including Catholics, Pelosi and AOC, as well as Mad Max, Pocahontas, and most of the Twitter blue checks are, of course, freely allowed to publicly shriek and post death threats to members of the Supreme Court and anyone else who isn't keen on infanticide. Resident bumbling Biden, who was formerly against abortion, also came out to further divide the nation, first by signing the unconstitutional red flag revenge bill into law, and then saying the very actions he voted in favor of before now, quote, "casts a dark shadow over large swaths of the land," end quote, and promised that the federal government would fight to revoke states' rights on this matter. Imagine the sitting president using the word fight without getting impeached. What a distraction. Of course, the timely decision leading to Democrat outrage and ensuing riots has positively nothing to do with the upcoming midterm elections they promised to cheat in, and is certainly not a distraction from the fact that Ghilsaine Maxwell, whose lawyers say she is not in any way suicidal, has been put on suicide watch. In the same corrupt prison system that has issues with sleeping guards, conveniently fritzing cameras, and bribable officials. We here at CCW News are just sure that this has nothing to do with the fact that not a single client she trafficked thousands of children to has yet to face charges. For CCW News, this has been Holy Crap, This Is Actually Happening. I'm Chuck U. Farley. Good night, and may God help us.